Instead of using find any object by type or we finding a script with a tag, we're not gonna do that. We will use singleton pattern because it makes our code lot more clean. So that is the main reason. So you can open up any script that you would like to open up. In my case, I'm gonna open up my camera shake script directly. So let's double click on it to open it up in Visual Studio. And what we have to do, we're going to create a variable as the name of our script. So make sure you mark this public, then you type this static. So we're going to mark this public, then static, static. Static basically means we can access any parameter of this class or function by typing simply name of the function or the variable. You can see in the bottom I have the camera shake function, basically the shake function. So I can simply type the name of the function. So in my case shake, which is way good, or else we have to do pretty heavy texting, we do know. So that is the reason we basically using the singleton pattern. Now let's go to top of our class once again. So static basically means we can just access any function or parameter directly. And now we're going to type this camera shake, basically the script name, and we can call this variable to something like, let's call it something, you can call it camera shake. I'm going to call it something like instance. Let's call it instance. We're going to use the await function instead of the start function. So whenever you making the singleton pattern, make sure you do inside await function instead of inside this start function. So let's include the awake function. So this function get called at the beginning of our game, right before our start function. So what we basically have to do, firstly we need to check if there is a already instance of this class. If there is a already instance of this class, then we're gonna destroy that one. And let's suppose there is a no instance of this class, then we're gonna set the instance of this class itself. So before we set the instance, we basically need to check if there is a already instance of this class or not. Let's include the if condition. So let's make the if condition, and over here we're going to check that if our instance is equals to null. So if that is the case, it means that we don't have any instance of this camera shake class. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set the instance of this class itself. So we will set instance equal to this. For example, if there already instance of this class exists, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna destroy this one. So else, let's suppose, sorry, I'm gonna put the else over here. Let's make some curly brackets, and we will check if there already instance of this class exists, then we're gonna destroy this one. So to destroy, let's use this destroy function. And to destroy, so we're gonna type this dot game object. It means referencing itself, and then close that up with semicolon. And that's all you have to do. Now I'm gonna open up my player script, and I'm gonna call the shake function, because whenever this enemy attack on my whenever my player game object attack on these enemies, then I want to shake my camera. So I will open up my player script quickly. So let's open that up by double clicking on it, and now we can simply just call the function right away. So I'm gonna go over to where I'm just taking damage. So you can see I'm taking damage over here, basically the player just taking damage here. So what we're gonna do now, we will go to our camera shake script. So we can simply type the name of the script directly. So we can go to camera shake script directly. Basically we can type the name of the script, which is camera shake. And now we're going to go to instant variable that we created, and now we can simply access the function name. And the function name was as you saw, it was shake. So I can simply call the shake function. So let's call the shake function, and now it's going to take the intensity. So I'm going to pass my intensity to something around 4 unit, and the duration I'm going to choose for the shake something like 0.2 f unit, something just like that. And now I'm going to close that up with semicolon, and you can call the function anywhere you want. You can do it inside your enemy script as well. So you can simply pass the script name, which is camera shake, and then instant, and then we calling the shake function. So what we simply doing, I'm gonna explain it one more time. We're simply going over to this camera shake C# script, as you can see. Then we just going over to the variable that we created as the name of our as the name of our class, which is camera shake, and we can see the instant. So we simply going over to this instant variable, and by this instant we're simply calling out the shake function, as you can see in the bottom. Whenever I'm gonna take damage from this enemy, and indeed we can notice the camera is started shaking as soon as we taking damages.